Back. For decades, successive governments in Nigeria resorted to protective measures, including import restrictions and exchange rate control, to manage its foreign exchange market and deal with problems of import and oil dependency. This import substitution policy is usually heralded by an economic crisis, often triggered by collapsing oil market and significant drop in Nigeria's oil revenue, which accounts for 70% of the country's total revenue. For instance, the Central Bank of Nigeria in June 2015 restricted access to Forex for 41 items at the Nigerian foreign exchange market, which is said can be produced in Nigeria. This it believes will encourage backward integration and import substitution. Well, just recently, the Apex Bank announced that there are plans on the way to place sugar and wheat on its FX restriction list. Well, we've heard this, and a lot of reactions have been pouring in. Well, joining me live to have a chat, he is the president, like I said earlier, Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria, PBAN, Mr. Noah Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel Noah, thank you very much. We appreciate your time on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Tolu. Thank you, viewers, and nice having me here this afternoon.
First, when we heard this, many people said it's another step in the right direction, backward integration. But on the other side, we are hearing that this might also affect a lot of people using wheat, sugar for processing and all of that. The negative effect can also not be overemphasized. Take us through how this affects your own kind of business.
Well, once more, good afternoon, viewers. For us in Premium Bread Makers Association, the policy initiated by the federal government of Nigeria, which was rolled out by the governor of Central Bank, Governor Emefiele, it's going to lead our industry into a tailspin and into extinction. You know, flour and sugar makes up about 80 to 85% of our inputs in bread production. You understand? As it currently stands, the price of flour is almost out of our reach. And now you are talking about trying to remove it from the list, from the restriction list, from the foreign exchange restriction list. I don't think that is good for the industry, because why? One, it will lead to extinction of the industry. Two, it will lead to job losses. Three, it will lead to, and it will exacerbate the current unemployment problem that we have in Nigeria. So it's a policy that should be looked through in again. The government should, as a matter of fact, the federal government and through the CBN, when they have this kind of policies they want to initiate, they should call critical stakeholders. We are MSMEs, you understand, and we are at the bottom, the rung of the economic indices. Then the question you ask yourself is, why are these policies going? Nobody is even talking to Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria. This association is made up of competent professionals that have seen it all in the industry. We have more than 300 years experience in-house. You understand? So the government can partner with us, tell us what they want to do. We'll make our own inputs and not trying to ram this down our throat. Now we are facing serious economic and insecurity problems in Nigeria. And as a net employer of labor in Nigeria, yes, we know that anything that will exacerbate the current unemployment program will not do this nation any good. The bakeries in Nigeria, the premium bakeries in Nigeria, employ not less than 1.something million persons, both directly and indirectly. In fact, in our own staffs, our daily paid workers, our distributors, and all that. So the government should look at this policy again, because it will not do us any good. It will disrupt the value chain. It will disrupt the supply chain. Why do I say so? One, if, for instance, as it is now, the companies are not even getting the effects from government. When you delist them, when you remove them from the FX restriction you list, what happens? Where are they going to source the FX from?
But I looked at it. The CBN is spending about $600 million to $1 billion importing sugar annually. Is there no way we can look inwards, even if it's not 100%, maybe 50% of this? Or what do you think really needs to be done to address this? You know what we face with regards to Forex.
Well, when you talk about bread, you talk about food security in this nation.
Yes.
And when you talk about bread, you talk about the well-being of Nigerians, because today, as I speak with you, rice gari, and
all
our local delicacies.
You're correct.
Comes at a cost.
Yes.
The only thing you can grab and go and eat with anything that the humble Nigerians always have in their table, not only the humble but the rich, is bread. So the government must look through this policy through and ensure self-sufficiency in country production before you do anything like restricting FX to the millers and the sugar refiners. You understand? If you don't do that, it's going to cause a lot of disruption and a lot of problem.
Now, this is where Nigerians will be interested in, because I am with your press release, seeing through it and definitely get something very key out of it. Now, many would think that when things like this happen, the resultant effect is that there will be a hike in price. How have people been coping with business? Before now, I knew you had some challenges. Now this is coming. So what is this actually going to happen? Are we going to pay more for bread? We are not earning more salaries at the moment.
I wouldn't say we are going to pay more for bread, but every Nigerian knows that every commodity in this country has increased in price. National inflation is standing at 18 point something.
Yes.
Food inflation is 20 point something.
Almost 23, 22.
22, okay.
Ridiculous.
22. I mean 22.
Ridiculous.
So what are we talking about? Now every other thing has gone up in Nigeria. It's only bread that has remained where it is. And we can no longer shoulder this responsibility. We are subsidizing bread for Nigerians. You understand? And it's not doing our business any good. Businesses are closing by day. We cannot pay off the loans we take from this business. For instance, if you want to set up a medium-sized bakery, you are going to hold nothing less than 100 million. And most often than not, we get these loans from bank. How do we repay this loan if our businesses are not making profits? The ROI on our businesses has been wiped out completely. Our costing is zero now. Almost all of us in the premium bread making sector and bakers are on the red. So something must be done by the government to assuage these challenges that we are facing, or else there will be a crisis of monumental proportion in this country. God forbid.
So that means you are members of your association. I'm thinking of what they will be going through at the moment, what's running through their minds at the moment. Are you planning to meet with, yes, this is one of the mediums, yes, media, but also what more are you trying to do to make the central bank and all relevant agencies understand your position with regards to this very issue?
Well, for us as an industry and for us as an association, engagement is critical. Engagement with critical stakeholders in the industry is important. But in engaging too, it should be a dialogue and not a monologue. Before the CBN should initiate this kind of program, they should look out for associations like ours. We are members of the LCCI, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are members there. You understand? You can get through the LCCI to get us, or you can get to us directly. You don't just make policies because you want to impress the big boys. If you impress the big boys, what happens to those of us that are using this as our finished material for our bread? So it's a tough time being a baker, I must tell you this. And the government must do something very, very fast on it, because the day bread leaves the table of Nigerians, there will be problem in this country. You understand me? Bread is what the humble Nigerians eat. Every Nigerian eats bread one way or the other. Not only bread, even confectionaries. These are things
confectionaries.
Yes,
bread.
confectionaries.
But I'm also worried that if we are not going to increase the price of bread, our inputs, our ingredients remain on the high side, then are you sure we won't start to cut corners?
Come on, Tolu, let's be realistic to ourselves. The prices of bread must go up. But the quantum is what I don't know. But the prices, whether it will go up or not, it will go up, and people should brace up for it. I am telling you, every other thing cannot go up. Sorry, I'm not advertising anybody here. Sodas, the mineral and all that. Drinks. How much are they costing now? About 120 a bottle, okay? And then Pepsi, the same thing. Biggie, the same. Sorry, I'm using names here. Sorry, I'm not.
Just soft drinks.
Sorry, soft drinks. Yeah, are going for that amount. A medium-sized or a normal-sized family pack bread, how much does it go for? 350 naira. People should expect that the prices of bread must go up. It's a no-brainer. If we don't go up, we go extinct. Our businesses will just wipe out entirely. So for whether bread will increase or it will not, it will increase. I'm telling you that truth.
Now, as PBAN, you've come together and you actually have a proposal, or you want some things from government. Can we talk about some of these things? I see issues on waivers. I see issues around what's it called, the platform that will regulate pricing. Can we talk around some of these things that you want government to do?
What we want government to do for us is this. First of all, accessing of funds is a very critical one for us. You understand? Now, before post-COVID, the CBN said they were giving out loans to people impacted by the pandemic.
Yeah.
What no member of PBAN, as a president or as I know, got anything from CBN. The government should make deliberate efforts to reach the MSMEs, to reach the bakeries, to ensure that any seed fund that they are getting out to people gets to us. The government should work around pricing of product. I'm not saying control prices. Ensure that the necessary environment is benign for our industry, for our products to, for our industry to thrive. Without doing that, I'm telling you the truth, we are just dancing around a circle.
This is worrisome and scary, like you said. So, what about issues about agencies, taxations, levies, where you run your businesses, agencies of government coming to get taxes, even at the moment that they know that, yes, sales are not like the way they used to be?
I laugh, Tolu. I laugh. See, when government make policies, you don't make economic policy to stifle businesses. I must say this, especially in Lagos State here, there are multi-agencies coming to our businesses, coming to our bakeries. One, you see them, they are coming from Ministry of Health, Occupational Health. Some of them are coming from safety. Some of them are coming, LASMA is there, VIO is there for one business. Everybody wants to get into that cookie jar. They think we are making so much profit. They see us carrying crates and others, we are transporting this thing. They don't know the kind of cost we bear on this. The roads are dilapidated. There are no infrastructure. I'm telling the Lagos State government, they must have a human face in anything they are doing. The Governor Sanwo-Olu, should look at it and his cabinet. The agencies, the agencies regulating the bakery industries are too much. They are too much. They are giving us a lot of problems. They come into and look at, they behave like touts. They come into your bakery, sometimes without even giving you any notice. They come, they just give you 3 days abatement, 3 months, 3 days abatement notice. How do you do that? Where else do you do that? You come, you do not give me a notice, and then you are saying you are giving me abatement for 3 days, and what you want me to abate will take a while for me to abate. I don't even know the policy. I don't even know the gazette that is even giving you the impetus and the power to come into my bakery. So Lagos State the Lagos State government makes laws to stifle businesses, and it's a disinvestment tendencies that Governor Sanwo-Olu should look at. There are so many of them behaving like touts. Ministry of Health, VIO, all sorts of agencies, local government. Just trying to run us out of business, and they will come and slam you. The other day I heard that there's a mobile court now. If they come into your place, occupational health and this occupational health and safety commission or whatever, they come into your place, they just begin to list bakeries indiscriminately, push people to courts, and then try to slam millions of naira fines on you. Is that the way a country runs? In other climes, we are seeing what is happening in other climes, where they are giving release to their populace. You have not given us relief. You cannot even allow us to operate, especially in this Lagos State, and traveling into Ogun State is very, very tough for my members. And the government and Lagos State governor and the Ogun State governor should take heed of this and stem this whole thing nip it in the bud before it leads to a crisis in the food security of this nation.
Flour is also key to your business. That is very, very important. We can't even rule that out. It's
75%.
75%. At the time, we're also having issues with that market almost being monopolized at the moment, But what is happening with regards to that now, pricing and how that also affects business? Is it the same story?
It's a potpourri of crisis everywhere. As I speak with you, flour is going for 15,200. Imagine what will happen. This is when they are even getting part of their FX from the CBN or whatever. What if you place a restriction on it? What happens to flour? Flour will go for 18,000 naira. As it is now, we are buying flour for 15,200.
How much was it before now?
It was about 9,000, 10,000. And you can see that, and we have not increased our price. We've not been able to pass on the cost commensurate to the percentage that these millers are just hiking their prices the way they wish. And let me tell you this, it's a duopoly. almost a monopolistic market. How many of them are playing in that field? There are just about 6 millers, 3 serious ones that are very big, supplying the entire Nigeria. Why is the government not making deliberate efforts to make people, more players come into that industry? You have only 3 people servicing about 200 million Nigerians. How many bakeries do we have in Nigeria? The bakeries are so many, only 3 of them that are actively working, 6 on the whole. Some of them are servicing their sister companies and all that. So the government must make sure that you put in deliberate measures in place to ensure that more players come into the milling industry, or else they just gather themselves, they just sit down, one of them just sit down at 750. Before you know it, the next day the other one is adding, and nobody's protecting the bakers. Nobody's protecting the bakers. We can't pass on our costs. This is what we even, as we speak right here now, we are hearing they want to even increase it again. We will shout to the rooftop. We will do all we do as MSMEC, but the government is impervious to listening to what we are saying. They don't want to listen to us, and it's a recipe for disaster, because food security is key. And you know the role that bread played in many revolutions in the world. If we are joining insecurity with hunger plus insecurity is what?
No, I believe government will definitely listen. They are listening to us. They have listening ears, and they know that Nigerians need the staple food, which is bread. You know, we need to always, have. Now, let's wrap up. Is this another story of we not being secured, or we not having that food, or getting to that point of food security and thinking that we're enough? We can house whatever we want to. Because when you look at the level at which our sugar production in the country, I know government is actually walking all around the clock. I know the likes of some major players in the sugar industry. When do you think we can even get to that point of attaining that security, and we really can say no to imports of all of these products? Or what's the strategic plan that should be done in the short, medium, and maybe long term, so that we can finally, one way or the other, we must stop to put this kind of money on importing?
That's true. But first off, the National Sugar Master Plan was initiated by the previous administration. What was the target? To produce 1.78 million tons of sugar every year. But as I speak with you, as a country or as an industry, they've been able to produce only, I think, about 300,000 out of 1.7. So you can see the shortfall. You understand? You can see the shortfall. That master plan was designed to do what? To grow in-country capacity, to grow in growers in the country, create and grow more cane lands in the country. But as we speak, are they doing that? No, they are not doing that. The government has not made the environment even how do I put it, benign for that to happen. Because for you to get this thing done, there must be power. There must be power. You understand me? Yeah. The taxation regime must be favorable to you. When the taxation regimes are not favorable to you, there are no infrastructures. How does an industry grow? The industry will not grow. First off, the government must do the needful. Grow the infrastructure, grow electricity, make the environment, make the ease of doing business in Nigeria very, very good. All they say is ease of doing business, ease of doing business. I must tell you this, there's nothing like ease of doing business. It's hell doing business in this country. I must tell you that.
All right, we'll keep a tab on this issue. We'll see. The CBN has just suggested, I don't think they finally said they're going to take it off. So let's watch how it plays out, and we hope to also have you in to tell us how it all plays out by the time we get you. You want to say something?
Yeah. I want to call on the Central Bank Governor, Governor Emefiele, and all other MDAs that are responsible for this. Yeah. They must come and talk with people. People cannot sit in this country and behave as though they own this country. We all own Nigeria. They are there as caretakers. They are holding these things in trust for us. They can't just ride roughshod over Nigerians. It's a very, very poor one. Emefiele just comes out and spews what he likes to spew. It's not good. You know, you went to Nasarawa State to commission something, and you are making a policy pronouncement there, and this thing will send a shockwave through the market. You understand me? It's not good. You have not even carried all other stakeholders in that value chain along, and then you are making such kind of monumental policy statements off cuff. It's not doing anybody any good. They must negotiate. Nigerian government and those in government must learn to talk with people, because we make them tick. Without us, there is no them.
All right, noted, Mr. No Emmanuel. I can see that passion, Mr. Emmanuel. You know, showing it there. I can imagine how it is when decisions like this affect your day-to-day businesses. President, Premium Bread Makers Association of Nigeria, thank you very much for spending your afternoon with us. We appreciate this, and I know Nigerians must have taken one or two things from this, particularly as it has to do with food and bread at this time. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Tolu, and thank you, viewers.
All right,
God
then
bless
let's
Nigeria.
take